The ocean didn't give land politely. Krishna asked, and the sea had to decide whether to argue with God. The Yadavas stood at the shoreline with salt on their lips and worry in their bones. Behind them, memories of conflict, crowded streets, too many enemies counting their steps. In front of them, endless water, indifferent and vast, like a problem that doesn't care how tired you are. This wasn't just about building a city. It was about safety, about giving families a place where children could sleep without the sound of arrows in their dreams, about ending the constant negotiation with fear. Krishna watched the waves the way a musician watches an instrument, knowing exactly what song it can become. Vishvakarma stood nearby, the divine architect, hands ready but eyes thoughtful. Because even the greatest builder needs one thing first: space. And the ocean, Samudra, rolled and breathed, ancient, proud, sure that no one truly owns it. The Yadavas murmured doubts the way humans always do when they stand at the edge of something too big. Where will walls stand? Where will our elders rest? What if this is another promise that becomes another exile? Krishna didn't answer with a lecture. He stepped closer to the water. There are moments when compassion looks like leadership, and leadership looks like daring the impossible for the sake of ordinary lives. He raised his hand, not as a threat, but as a gesture of calm authority. Not demanding, not begging, inviting. The waves slowed as if listening, and then the spectacle rose from the sea like a miracle refusing to stay imaginary. The water parted, not violently, not foaming with rage, parted with a strange obedience, as if an invisible path had been drawn across the deep. From beneath the surface, jeweled walls began to surface, first like glints, then like full, undeniable structures, an entire city assembling above water. Streets appeared as waves flattened into stone. Platforms rose like lotus petals unfolding. Towers emerged dripping sunlight, crowned with gold that did not look stolen but appointed. Where a moment ago there was only restless sea, there were now gates, courtyards, arches, geometry made from grace. Vishvakarma's craft moved through it like thought becoming architecture. The city wasn't placed there like a heavy object. It was revealed, like it had always been possible and only needed the right presence to become real. The Yadavas stared, mouths open, hands clasped, some laughing in disbelief, some crying without meaning to. Because this wasn't merely construction. This was reassurance given a skyline. Samudra itself seemed to settle, as if accepting a sacred compromise. I will make room. And Krishna, he didn't look triumphant. He looked relieved, like a guardian who has finally found shelter for the people he loves. The reveal was tender. Dwarka wasn't built to show off divine power. It rose because a community needed refuge, and Krishna refuses to let devotion live homeless. For all the cosmic play people talk about, Leela, here was the very human heart inside it. The divine does not stay distant when families are afraid. It steps into their practical needs. It turns impossible geography into a promise you can walk on. As the city stood shining and solid, the ocean around it still moved, because problems don't vanish forever. But now there was a center, a place, a home. And that's the wisdom only Dwarka can teach. When Krishna is with you, even the things that seem unmovable, like your circumstances, like your past, like your fear, can part just enough for a new life to rise.